Hi, my name is Jay Johnson. I'm here at the Royal Church. I'm sharing this devotion. It's a follow-on after the reading of the lesson that we had on Mother's Day from 1 Corinthians chapter 1, where Paul talks about who is it that we follow. He makes the comment in that early in that passage that there are those that follow Paul, some people follow Apollos, some people follow Peter, some people follow Jesus, the Christ. And I made the comment that some of us follow other people altogether. It could be actors, actresses, it could be athletes, it could be famous people, it could be politicians. But who is it that we sort of lean to and draw guidance from? I'd like to share this passage, this story. It's about a man who is, his name is Paul Brand, and he's a leprosy doctor. He's passed away. But in his life, he literally touched the lives of many, many people. And this story has been very influential for me because one day Dr. Brand came to our chapel at school and he shared, among his stories, he shared this one. He tells a story about how he goes to minister to people because he has this gift of mercies. He knows how to interact with people and he touches people's physical lives. He works with lepers. He worked for years in India and then eventually came to Louisiana, and he finished his medical days working at the leprosy hospital in Louisiana. But he told this story about one day a young man came in, tragically lost his fingers, and he needed some help. And Dr. Brand, he saw countless numbers of leprosy patients. And this young man sat there and he spoke a dialect different than what Dr. Brand knew. And so the young man sat there on his chair, and through an interpreter, Dr. Brand spoke with the interpreter, asking questions of this young man. And he took the young man's hands, he looked at him. They say that Dr. Brand knew more about the human hand than any physician on the planet. And he took a look at his hands and he looked around and he simply turned and he touched and he indicated the young man and he tapped him on the chest. He just tapped him on the chest. And he said, I think we can help you. He said it in English, I think we can help you. And immediately this young man burst into tears. And Dr. Brand thought, what have I done? So he asked the translator said, what's going on? And the young man said, I've had leprosy for decades. And today is the first time that anybody has ever they looked at me before, but until today, nobody's ever willingly touched me and seen me as something other than a leper. And he was so glad that Dr. Brand had done that simple action of a touch. That's a pretty simple witness for Christ, isn't it? Just to simply touch him and smile at him. I think there's something we can do for you. I think we can do this. And the young man knew immediately, even though it was a different language, he knew that there was love and this sense of mercy pouring out to him. As a result, that young man, after his operation was over, he actually came to Christ. He began to learn and sense that there was this possibility, and he was curious about what it is that was in Dr. Brand, that Dr. Brand could do those things for him and with him. So that was a simple thing, that touch, but I'm going to offer to you, I think there's even something more simple than a touch. I think that's, you can give a smile to somebody. Why do I say that? Because the world's waiting to hear what you can say with your smile. Did you get that? They're waiting to hear what you can say with your smile. You know, little children, there's little children all over the world. All you have to do is simply nod at them, look at them, arch your eyebrows and give them a smile. Boom, they know that they are in some way, that you have some way communicated to them that they are valued by you. If Jesus were there, if Jesus were behind you and you were looking at a small child, I'd like you to think about this. Imagine that he's there with his hands on your shoulders and he would just say, go ahead, give a smile. You can do that. And eventually they will end up following this person that is the Christ that lives in you. Well, thanks for coming by today. You take care, and when you see those little kids, read them for Jesus. Thanks. Take care. Bye now.